In this video, I'm going to share how to trick your brain into getting more shit done so you don't have to use willpower. Yeah, get more from your day without feeling like you're on a never-ending treadmill. In fact, this is so effective that once you've tried it, you might never go back to the old way again. And while you're getting more done, you actually feel good doing it. And I've got a bonus for you too, including some dopamine manipulation, so stick around. This is not some time management lecture, nor is this about building habits. See, I often get, Pat, how do you manage to stay focused and get everything done? Look, I'm far from genius, but I get why people say this because from the outside, it looks like everything is stacked against me. In fact, my life is set up the exact opposite of what productivity experts would recommend. See, my lifestyle is not normal. We've been traveling full time for years now, so everything is always different time zones, different accommodation, cities to navigate, gyms to use, restaurants, workspaces, almost everything that most people have to allow habits to form. We don't really have any of that stuff. And if it does exist, it's very short-lived. However, as well as this constant exploration that comes with all this travel, eating, drinking, playing, hiking, motorbike trips, road trips, keeping fit, I'm still serving clients, business is growing, and I'm putting out a video every week and a newsletter every week. And because I'm almost always thoroughly enjoying myself, I can do it all with a smile on my face. So how? How do I get it all done without feeling like I'm drowning in a never-ending to-do list? The idea of gamifying isn't new, but if you're like me, you want a simple way to do it. So here's how I do it without being ruled by my calendar. There are only 4 components to keep this production rolling, but I'm going to explain them as levels of foundation because each one is made easier because of the one beneath it. And perhaps that's why this is so powerful, because you don't really feel like you're doing that much. So let's look at my most important thing first, perhaps the secret to near limitless capacity to get lots of shit done. Charge your batteries. The premise is simple. Every human has stuff that we do that gives us energy. Your job is to discover those things and then plug them into your week. How often or how long, that's totally up to you. But the best news, this is self-regulating. Didn't get enough good work done, but you're exhausted? Charge them batteries more often. So start recognizing those moments and activities that seem to give you energy rather than take it. Then strategically use it to keep the batteries charged. Here's my list of stuff that does it for me. You go ahead and make your own list. So what other things could be on your list? Maybe you love taking your dog to the park and throwing the ball. Maybe you realize that when you return, you usually feel great and you're pumped and you want to do stuff. Or maybe it's playing with your kids. When the kids are done, you've got all this creativity and you need to use it. Or maybe it's something else, like whenever you're speaking on stage, or maybe you play music and whenever you play live, afterwards you feel great. Whatever it is, program this stuff into your days, into your weeks, and into your months. Oh, and as a side benefit, when you have this stuff plugged in, you'll also find that you don't want negative energy boosts as well, like sugar and nicotine and dopamine boosts from scrolling the feed, etc. Next is the big rocks. If you get the big rocks in first, it's easier and almost automatic for all the other stuff to slide in around them. To do this, we utilize the principles of a great book called The One Thing. So take 3 minutes and write down what's on your mind for the week. There's probably an item that all the other things hinge on. That's your big rock. So give half a day to the big rocks and put them early in the week. For example, here's an average week of marketing for my business. I'm going to post on Facebook and LinkedIn a couple of times. I'm going to send some email, publish a YouTube video. I'm going to send a newsletter on Substack, and I'd like to go live in my Facebook group. Now, using my big rock method, what few items can all the others hinge on? Yeah, that's right. It's the video. If I can simply get my video moving, that will inform my newsletter draft, and probably I'll find interesting things to post on social about, and I'll even have interesting stuff to email about, and maybe even a unique idea will pop up that wasn't suitable for the video or the newsletter, but I can share it on my Facebook Live in my group. And none of it will be repurposed, but it will all be inspired by the main concept and feel connected to each other. So early in the week, I'll give half a day to draft my next video. From there, the rest will kind of start taking care of itself without me really needing to plan that much. This means I have very little resistance to getting it done, and I know exactly what to focus on next. Probably one of my favorites, distraction. This is where I use the power of distraction to get a ton of stuff done without realizing it. I simply list everything that needs to get done, and anything that does not require creativity, I plow through while distracted by a podcast or audiobook. This gives my brain a break and more fodder for creativity, and I get shit done without realizing it. Just push all this stuff together, stand up from your desk at 2 p.m. or whatever, put the earbuds in and plow through it all in a mess of distraction in like 10 or 30 minutes. Rinse and repeat as needed. Now, of course, you could get a cleaner and a VA and someone to help with all these tasks, and that might be right for you. But the way I look at it, I already want time in my week to listen to audiobooks and podcasts, and this gives me that time. Pure distraction exploited for my advantage. And the icing on the cake, pun intended, earn your dessert. See, we all enjoy part of the work more than the rest. This is the fun stuff. It could be building new offers, making images, drafting email automation, scrolling social, or whatever else you find fun and easy. Still do the fun stuff, but just not first. Treat it as a reward. like dessert, but not like my girlfriend who thinks that dessert should be first. Yes, record that training for clients, but only after you post today's content. Yeah, respond to your comments after you announce your next Facebook event. Yeah, you can scroll social, but after you speak to at least 5 prospects. Bottom line, earn your dessert. Do what you know you should be doing before you spend 45 minutes selecting a font. Here we go, bonuses as promised. The first bonus is to starve dopamine by turning on the Do Not Disturb mode on your devices for your daily 3 to 4 hour block. At first, this will be really tough, but it will force your brain to find fun in the work. And in a few weeks, you'll have a new association of enjoyment from the work. By taking complete control of distractions for a portion of your day regularly, you'll begin to claw back your capacity to focus and push away your addiction to dopamine hits from notifications and the feed. Bonus 2, short list. Keep today's to-do list short. 3 to 5 items is plenty. And if you finish the list, go do something fun. And if you want to do more, just pick the easiest stuff. Remember, these are bonuses anyway. Radar. If something is not ready to go on your list, but it's still important, stick it on your radar list. This is simply your secondary list that catches everything, like when you remember the car needs a service next month, or a gift for something coming up, or a webinar you want to collaborate on sometime in the future. By simply putting stuff on your radar, it will magically begin to appear on your to-do lists when the time is right. Empty RAM. Years ago, I found a shortcut to problem solving. This one's amazing. Problem solving happens easily and early if you have mental RAM available. So get stuff out of your head and onto your radar list as soon as you think of it to allow space for creativity and problem solving. Target 3 to 4 hours. 8 to 10 hours of work in a day is a useless pipe dream fantasy for almost everyone. This old school corporate 9 to 5 idea of the workday is a dinosaur. And so is hustle culture. The truth is, you'll get just 3 to 4 hours of high quality work a day before your brain starts throwing in the towel. So anticipate it and accept it. Anyway, 3 to 4 solid hours is a good day. Stitch weeks of these days together and you will be shocked at how much you achieve and how good you feel. Expecting yourself to do too much every day is a recipe for disappointment and to always feel like you're behind. Instead, realize just 3 to 4 high quality hours of work is plenty. Here's the deal. When you work with your brain for a living, it's useful to think of your brain as an engine. You wouldn't run it flat out every day. It'll overheat and it will grind to a halt. Instead, set your mind up for success by giving it useful stimulation and by preempting when it's going to get tired. You'll be amazed at just how much you get done each week, by how far you can bring projects in a month, and all the while enjoying yourself and the people you get to interact with while you move through your days. If you're trying to achieve difficult things, you're going to love this next video. It's about my alternative to goal setting, which makes progress feel inevitable. I'll see you in the next video.